Yep, that's right, boys. We're back on Marvel Rivals. But today it's actually a little more relevant to the topic that I want to talk about. And it's also just a nice game to play and while I talk over, it doesn't require that much like coordination and like thought, mental stress. I just gotta like be good at the game, not sell my team, which isn't really that hard, which, might surprise you if you've seen some of the people who play this fucking game. Because holy shit, I run into some lobotomites on this game. It's actually scary how bad people can be at this. Bro, Magic has become like such a menace in this game. Like genuinely, if I'm like in the back line, she just comes in the back and just beats me to death every single time. And it's actually terrifying because I can't do anything about it. I just have to sit there and have the sword be shoved down my throat as 15 other teammates are shooting at him. They banned Doctor Strange! A Loki and a Rocket does not fill me with the best confidence, but maybe my team will pop the fuck off. I don't know. I don't want to say someone's ass until I actively see them being ass at the game. So I'm gonna hold off. What do we have? We still have a Loki and a Rocket. Rocket doesn't do the best of healings, and Loki does not do the best. Yeah, why Rocket though? Exactly, teammate. So as you guys are aware, I'm pretty sure most of y'all, and I mean the live stream yesterday had like 6 million viewers at some point. But for those of you who aren't aware, Marvel held a live stream yesterday where they announced majority of the cast of Avengers Doomsday. Now I say majority because I don't actually believe this is the full cast, as we're missing some big heavy hitters such as like Spider-Man or Doctor Strange, and I just simply think they are going to be in the movie. I don't think there's a shot they aren't in the movie. But yes, they had like a 5-hour long live stream yesterday that revealed the majority of the cast, and the way they did it, I thought was really cool. A lot of people were mad at it. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty fun, creative way for them to announce the entire it was like 60 people, I think, and it was a 5-hour live stream. It was like 10 people it was not 10 people. It was like, 10 people an hour. So like one person every like 10 minutes or some 10 minutes. And I thought that was cool. I do have like a slight problem with all the people complaining that it was a waste of time, that Marvel's wasting their time by making them look at chairs for 15 minutes or like for 5 hours. And I found that really dumb because no one is telling them to actually watch the live stream. Because I watched maybe 10 minutes, realized, oh, they're not going to reveal that many chairs that much. I'm gonna just check back in periodically and just see what I missed. But a lot of people were like dead ass watching it for 5 hours straight, just looking at nothing but chairs and getting mad whenever nothing was being revealed, like they aren't the ones choosing to watch the live stream. I just thought that was very dumb. Like I genuinely was like seeing a bunch of TikToks being like, this is the worst reveal Marvel has ever done. Marvel's wasting our time. They're disrespecting us by wasting our times. Like, brother, man, no one is telling you to sit there for 5 hours and watch the live stream, okay? That is your choice. Marvel is not holding a gun to your head saying you have to watch the full 5 hours of this live stream. You, brother, are making that choice. You yourself, as a content creator, are making that choice. I had a fun time. I was streaming at that time, so I was playing streaming. I think I was streaming Hollow Knight. You can check it out on my Twitch, or the VODs, the YouTube live section. But I was streaming Hollow Knight at the time, and on my second monitor, I had the Marvel live stream pulled up, and like every 10 minutes, I'd look over and be like, oh my god, there's no way they announced this motherfucker. Now, there are two complaints people had that I kind of agree with. I kind of agree that they spoiled the entirety of Thunderbolts because they announced all but one person who's going to be in Thunderbolts, which is kind of a big deal. So yeah, it is kind of suck that they spoiled Thunderbolts. And I personally never thought it was that serious because, again, no one was Marvel was not forcing people to watch the live stream. You could join freely and leave whenever you want. It was not a big deal. A lot of and plus everyone switched up on their opinion as soon as they got to the big hitters that were announced. And it's actually the big surprises that I wanted to talk about because that's where most of my theories come from. And I've said this multiple times. I'm a big comic book nerd. I read the comic books. I've read a lot of comic books. Some of my favorites. So whenever they started announcing like the big, I'm just gonna spoil it. They announced like majority of the X-Men from like the Fox universe at the end of the stream. James Marsden, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Alan Cummings. They announced them at the end of the stream, and this is where a majority of my like out there theory comes from because I've actually read the 2015 Secret Wars movie, and I think they said they're going to be adapting a little bit of both the Beyonder one and the Doctor Doom one. But I believe, based on that information, I kind of have an idea of what the plot is going to be of the movie. Now, for those who haven't read either of the Secret Wars comic book issues, it's going to be a spoiler, but especially for the 2015 one, because that's the one where majority of my theory comes from. So for everyone who hasn't read, basically the plot is that it's the main 616 comic universe versus the Ultimate comic universe, and the maker has like set them up. Like, the maker's one of the main villains. Doom's pretty, like, God Emperor Doom is probably one of my favorite parts of the comic book, and from the leaked images it looks like God Emperor Doom is going to be part of the movie. But going off that, as most people know, the Ultimate Marvel Universe is not a thing that exists in the MCU. Like, we have different universes, but the specific Ultimate Universe does not exist within the MCU confines. So, in my I could be completely wrong. The movie could come out, and my theory can be like the far from the truth, like completely out of left field I could be coming from. But based on everything we know, I think that instead of the main 616 Marvel Universe, our main MCU universe, I think they're going to do an adaptation of Avengers versus X-Men, and instead of the Ultimate Universe, it's going to be the Fox X-Men universe. Because I don't know if anyone has read the X-Men versus Avengers comic, but the main gist of that comic is that the X-Men and the Avengers are fighting over the Phoenix Force because the X-Men needed to make more mutants, because in the comics this comes after an event where most of the mutants are wiped off. So I think for this movie, instead of the X-Men and the Avengers fighting over the Phoenix Force, I think they're going to fight over the incursions, because we know through Doctor Strange that incursions go on, and the main issue in the Secret Wars 2015 issue is that the Ultimate Universe and the 616 universe are fighting because their universes are becoming an incursion. They're colliding, and they're trying to see who fights to come on top. And as we know from Deadpool and Wolverine, their universe is pretty much dead because Wolverine is dead. So I think this is going to cause the people from the Fox universe, to try and save their universe, and they're going to go over to the main 616 universe. Now, this is another crazy theory I had, but like I said, in the comics, the maker is one of the big instigators for this fight, this feud between the two universes. Now, I'm basing this off absolutely nothing, but I think it would be pretty cool if the maker was in the movie, was a big part of the movie, and I think they could easily do this. And one person who I think would knock it out of the park, and who has played Reed Richards in the past, is Miles Teller. I want Miles Teller to be in the movie as the maker, because it's not a big shocker that majority of people who watched 2015 Fantastic Four fucking despise that movie. And I think they can play into that a little bit with Miles Teller as Reed Richards / the maker. Now, this is more of a guess for Secret Wars, Doomsday. I honestly, with all of these X-Men, I honestly have no idea. Maybe they could start the beginning of Secret Wars and Battle Wars, because I'm assuming Secret Wars is going to be just non-stop fucking battle, and Doomsday is going to be leading up to that. I'm guessing Doom is going to be trying to make Battle World in Doomsday, or get because he uses the Beyonder's power in the comics, and the Beyonder has not been introduced in the MCU. They could introduce him in this movie, which would be kind of weird. I don't know how it would be introducing a character so pivotal to the story in the movie he's introduced in. That's just my opinion. They could do it and knock it out of the park, but that's just my opinion, because the Beyonder has been a character in the comics forever. I don't know. Those are my crazy theories I cooked up. It's probably, as a comic book fan, the potential this movie brings with all the X-Men coming back is super exciting. As a big fan of Secret Wars 2015, I think this is going to be one of the greatest movies, one of the greatest movie theater experiences. I don't think it's going to be Citizen Kane levels of cinema, but I think as a movie experience, as a movie spectacle, I think this movie's going to be fucking peak. I genuinely think this movie's going to be great. Probably going to be a million miles off. I don't know. That's just what I think would be really cool, and that's what I think they're building to with all the casting announcements. Now we finally captured the objective. Holy fuck, that took forever. I am not talking that much this game, I'm be honest. I kind of locked in as soon as I realized this wasn't going as smoothly as I wanted it to. So I apologize. I'll be honest. This video might just cut to the end of the goddamn session, because I might have to lock in and not talk and play. I'm not gonna lie, our Rocket Loki kind of telling us every time we needed a healer role to keep us alive, like mine, just a max group heal. All I hear to us, enjoy the fire. Bro, that does not save us from anything, dude. You could have 39 assists and 4,000 heals, but you were actually providing 0 to the team. Because when we need it most, your ult at best does not do fuck all to the entire team. Like, it does not benefit us in any way. You've used it and we have lost the push every single time you've used it. Like, I genuinely don't understand why Rocket players will do that. Like, they'll see that their healing ult is genuinely not helping us and not switch to someone who can actually do a mass heal. I'd love it if you played Cloak and Dagger. In what universe would you use Enjoy the Amplifier in this situation? No one is dead. It's you alive on point. I'm failing to understand why you would use Enjoy the Amplifier there. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get Rocket players. I don't understand them. They're a different breed of ass. I mean, they swapped the Cloak and Dagger at the end, but that was after like 95% of the payload was already moved. All right, before we end off the video, we do have 3 dice to roll, so we are going to roll. We got a 4. Hell yeah! Hopefully, we should be able to finish this off. We got a 3. I didn't get the skin again, but it's okay. Come on, man! I really want the skin. Come on, please. A 3. This should give us a skin, right? 1, 2. Nope, we need 1. Why? But yeah, guys, that's about does it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please consider leaving a like, subscribing. You know, if you watched the video and you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. It really means a lot to me. And you guys want to see more of my content, you can go follow my Twitch down below. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try to, at least for a few hours. I think it's really fun. I just beat Hollow Knight. I'm gonna be moving on to the Metal Gear series, starting with Metal Gear Solid 1. That should be happening next Wednesday or Friday, hopefully if everything goes perfectly to plan. It should be happening those 2 days. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.